Sonny looking round to see where Milan is. Milan at the moment is nowhere. He's detached from his lead-out man. Lidl-Trek for once have not got things right. Kaden Groves is isolated now on the wheel of Hugo Hofstetter.
They might have to reconfigure here and go for Consoni. Is a long way back. He's going to have to find some space up the inside. It's only about 400 metres to go. They look for their leader. They can't find him. Well, this is very interesting. Where is Milan? He's about 15th back now. He's going to have to find something special as Gaviri goes long. Hofstetter also there as well. Hofstetter goes in the centre with Dainese on his wheel.
Hofstetter, Dainese, here comes Kaden Groves. Is it finally going to be the day for Groves? Groves hits the front. Merlier on the right-hand side of the road. Dainese in the mix. Milan with the lunge. Milan! Milan and Merlier takes the win by a whisker. By a whisker from the Maglia Ciclamino.
Bravo, Cale Piwan, nono Davide Ballerini e decimo Juan Sebastian Molano. Questa è la top 10 di questa tappa incredibile che è.
Timmy, ready?
Yes.
Parte la 18ª tappa del Giro d'Italia.
Likes of Joseph Cioni and Affini on the front, driving hard. It's going to be 74 k's an hour.
It's a Stuyven.
It looks like the figure of Sturven, yeah.
It's dangerous.
Yeah.
Well, he's policing that move. He won't ride because he...
And up front, they start to take off the outer garments.
Marcellucci, I think it's Stefan de Bod, and two Polti-Cometa riders.
It's a Maestri, isn't it?
Mirko Maestri and one other. So, Mirko Maestri gives Andrea Pietrabon a hearty slap on the bum there, presumably for encouragement, but it was a proper whack. Look at that, bang.
It's based the same thing. Andrea Pietrabon leads that from Julien Alaphilippe, who again was up the road yesterday, as Maestri just surges a little bit. Michele Onore not bothering to go with that little surge as he takes the maximum points over the top. They should plunge down the other side, but yeah, Mirko Maestri is likely, if this break stays away for a long time, jump above Julien Alaphilippe riding here. Could probably afford to let it go to around 3 minutes, but they won't want it to go any longer than that, especially as the road continues to drop.
Real grim focus on the faces of the riders on the front of this bunch. They know it's going to be a long day of controlling this quartet of riders, and if the weather...
Because it's hard. It's just hard. I think that flag was indicating we're riding slowly into a headwind.
It did look that way on this particular section. Mind you, they're switching direction here, aren't they? Through 90-degree bends, and they go right-handed, pick up a bit of a crosswind here. And Peter Seri returns to the front, sharing the work with Juan Pedro Lopez. What is unknowable today, because we've had a good few days since the sprinters have had an opportunity. We've had the individual time trial on the shores of Lake Garda. We've had the monstrous Livigno stage, and then a rest day and two more quite attritional hilly stages. So the unknowable that I don't think even the riders themselves will be entirely certain about until they get to the finish line is how have the sprinters come out of the mountains.
Yeah.
We do see, actually, regardless of which Grand Tour it is, we do see fluctuating fortunes with the sprinters into the third week. Remember, was it last year at the Tour de France, Jasper Philipsen? Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Was denied victory on the Champs-Élysées, having looked absolutely unbeatable.
It might ultimately just roll through.
There we go. Pietrabon moves to the front. As we suspected, no sprint from Filippo Fiorelli. So an accord has been reached, seemingly by these four riders, and Andrea Pietrabon adds another bunch of points, 12 points to his tally in the intermediate sprint.
Yeah, gap's gone out a little bit again, possibly due to Peter Seri. Nothing to do with his lack of strength, it's just his intelligence and his ability just to knock it back a little bit. There's no point in keeping it down that much.
It's interesting.
Affini goes.
Yeah, now that's a big... He's coming up for such a long way back, Eduardo Affini. Now he hits the front, but look at the raw power of the man.
Yeah.
That is a different proposition altogether.
Yeah, Joseph.
And they've hesitated. It's Czerny's responsibility to try and bring back Affini.
Wow.
So interesting, isn't it? Cyclamen in discussion there. It's a little bit ragged at the fronts. They've lost kilometres or thereabouts have been ticked off.
It's, you know, we're now away. So most of the stage we had has been descending. Oh, it's
we've got a little
blooded sprint. There we go.
Well, that's impressive, isn't it? Pietro Fiorelli. So Fiorelli, that's interesting, taking that bonus sprint. Didn't really need to do that, Fiorelli, upsetting the apple cart slightly, but he's just fast, isn't he? Yeah. There we go.
There it is. Look at that.
Like Woody Woodpecker.
I tell you, he wasn't smiling. Jonathan Milan.
No, he didn't think I was
like,
as funny as we thought it was.
I tell you what, there might be a bit of a debrief about it. Mostly like headwinds from the right and the left, but soon they swing a hard right and head it when they'll pick up a little bit of a tailwind, which will take them all the way into a finish in effectively a pretty straight line. So Michael Bjerg now takes things up at the front, 54 kilometers an hour for the peloton. It's all together on the left-hand side now. Filippo Ganna as well.
There, Consonni looking round to see where Milan is. Milan at the moment is nowhere. He's detached from his lead-out man. Lidl-Trek for once have not got things right. Kaden Groves is isolated now on the wheel of Hugo Hofstetter.
They might have to reconfigure here and go for Consonni. Is a long way back. He's going to have to find some space up the inside. It's only about 400 metres to go. They look for their leader. They can't find him. Well, this is very interesting. Where is Milan? He's about 15th back now. He's going to have to find something special as Gaviria goes long. Hofstetter also there as well. Hofstetter goes in the centre with Dainese on his wheel.
Hofstetter, Dainese, here comes Kaden Groves. Is it finally going to be the day for Groves? Groves hits the front. Merlier on the right-hand side of the road. Dainese in the mix. Milan with the lunge. Milan! Milan and Merlier takes the win by a whisker. By a whisker from the Cyclamen.